sports. We are Sports. We are Sports.
Right-hander Alex Colomé has made a big impression since joining the Rays rotation, winning both of his starts and posting a 1.80 ERA. Tonight, after a brief respite from AL East competition, the Rays jump right back into division action against the surprising leaders in the East, the New York Yankees. For the last 2 weeks, the Rays have been running second inside the American League East. They have been trailing the New York Yankees. And tonight at the Trop, they began a 4-game series against that same New York Yankee ball club. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball. Tonight, the Rays and the Yankees begin a 4-game series with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. It's great to have you looking in tonight. And an interesting study in contrast, perhaps, on the mound. We have a veteran left-hander who's trying to find his stuff, and we have a young, hard-throwing right-hander who, in the 2 starts he's made for the Rays, has been very good.
Completely different styles. And let's take a look at CC Sabathia and what he's done against the Rays, not in his career, but since becoming a New York Yankee. 25 starts against the Rays, but look at the numbers. 5-13 on the record, ERA of 4.50. Some of it early on was just the fact that he was getting outpitched by some of the Rays' stellar starters. However, recently, in the last 3 years, the Rays' offense has really opened up on Sabathia, and they have had his number. On the other side, Alex Colomé steps in 2 starts ago and has not missed a beat. 2-0 record, 1.80 earned run average against the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. 5 innings in each start. The most impressive stat, no walks. He's got the plus stuff, but his command has been outstanding to both sides of the plate. And then all of a sudden, here comes the changeup, the slider, and the curveball. Alex Colomé will look to keep it rolling here tonight.
Colomé, just 26 years old, has taken a major step forward. And you can see his 2 career starts against the Yankees with good results, no earned runs in a total of 11 innings against New York. Brandon Guyer has been in the leadoff spot the last couple days on this homestand. And with the left-hander out there, he'll be leading off again tonight. Todd Callis looks into the fortunes of Brandon Guyer.
Field. The Yankees come in with a record of 20-12, 5-1 this year against the Tampa Bay Rays. The first batter that CC Sabathia will face, Sabathia looking for his first win of the season, is Brandon Guyer. And Guyer was one of the guys today working on bunting a little bit. He says they've taken that part of my game away by bunching things at third base. But even without bunting in his arsenal so far this year, the month of May, unbelievable. 476, 3 extra base hits, had the lone RBI in yesterday's game for the Rays. We caught up with his manager, Kevin Cash, and Brandon himself about his recent stretch.
He's been outstanding. He's been outstanding when he started and when he's come off the bench. Definitely provides that spark, kind of similar to what KK does when he's at the top. But it seems like every night, Guyer, he squares up 2 or 3 balls.
I think what it comes down to is just trying to keep things simple and not do too much. But of course, the more I get to play, the more I see the ball, it helps out. So we'll see what happens. If it continues, I'll be happy. But I know what my role is with the team, and I'm just going to try to come prepared every day.
3 in a row for the Rays against left-handed starters. Guyer has been the leadoff hitter every game this year against an opposing left-hander. He has struggled against CC Sabathia, though. We'll see if that changes tonight. We're ready for baseball. In 3 minutes and 1 second, the Yankees and the Rays start a 4-game series.
Alex Colomé heads to the mound to make the start and open this 4-game series against the New York Yankees. Rays coming off a 4-game series divided with Texas right down the middle. 2 wins and 2 losses. And they're looking to pick up some ground in the AL East. We'll take a look at the New York lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. But Gardner's going to lead it off. He'll be in left, followed by Carlos Beltran in center. And the DH is Alex Rodriguez at first. Mark Teixeira, Brian McCann in there behind the plate with Chase Headley at third. Trish Young, who's given them a big lift, is in center field. Stephen Drew at second, hits eighth, and Didi Gregorius is the shortstop, batting ninth. Jacoby Ellsbury with a night off.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Alex Colomé. 2 starts, a perfect 2-0 record, 1.80 earned run average, and it's this column right here. No walks to go along with 10 strikeouts. He has not hurt himself. He's been able to translate the great stuff to the proper parts of the strike zone. He's off to a good start for the Rays. Let's take a look at the defense as it's going to line up behind Alex tonight. In the outfield left to right, we have Joey Butler, Brandon Guyer, and Steve Souza Jr. across the infield third to first. Evan Longoria, Asdrubal Cabrera, Tim Beckham, and James Loney with Rene Rivera behind the plate.
Well, Kevin Cash's club trying to turn this series around, the season series. The Yankees have won 5 of the first 6 games. And the Rays overall, despite that head-to-head matchup with New York, the Rays 2 games over 500 and 3 behind New York as the Rays rest in second place behind Joe Girardi's Yankees. Brett Gardner set to lead it off, and Alex Colomé prepares to make the opening pitch. And here is that first pitch to Gardner. And it's a strike call. The pitch presented by Pincher Penny. So we are underway. One and one. Will be Gardner, Beltran, and Rodriguez. This Yankee offense 5th in the league in runs scored, 2nd in home runs, 2nd only to the Houston Astros in the American League in home runs. This is Joey Butler toward the corner in fair territory and left, taking care of Gardner.
Well, one thing to keep your eye on tonight here with Alex Colomé is we made mention of the fact that no walks in his first 2 starts. That always has been a concern with Colomé, was the command. Well, he's shown impressive command. Watch the mechanics. It's the simplicity of the mechanics, I think, that is helping out Alex tremendously. He starts really out of what you look like the stretch, and then it's just a small step, leg up, and go.
And a strike on a fastball into Carlos Beltran. Fastball around 94.
Well, anytime you can limit moving parts, you give yourself a chance to repeat the delivery.
Minor foul into the seats up the right side. Off speed. And what we've seen out of Colomé in the 2 starts, a multifaceted pitcher. We saw him in the past, fastball, slider, but he's complemented that with a good changeup and a curveball.
Yeah, just a couple different change of pace pitches. They make the fastball and the slider even better.
And he gets Beltran to chase right there. First strikeout, 2 gone.
Well, that's the case of Carlos Beltran, a hitter whose bat speed is slowing down, knows he's got to start early against Colomé, and he ends up going out of the zone on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, the reaction you hear is to Alex Rodriguez, the DH for New York. Comes in hitting .240. He takes a 95-mile-per-hour fastball low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez coming off a 3-for-9 homestand with a home run, 661 to move him ahead of Willie Mays on the all-time list. He needs 37 hits to get to 3,000. It's 2-1. And the reaction to all of that mixed, to say the least.
And it's exactly what you would have expected. Although he did, when he hit the 661 in New York, did get a curtain call, which he said was quite surprising. Thought that the days of those were over.
And a wrong one to left. Butler will look up, and that one is out of here. He turns the fastball around. That at 95, and he turned it around and got it out of here. And then some.
We saw Alex Rodriguez earlier in the season. You were impressed with his bat speed, and I'm going to tell you something. To get to 95 like he did, you've got to have good bat speed. Inner half, and that ball jumped off that bat.
His 8th home run of the year, and that was a no-doubter. Teixeira. The pitch is a strike. First home run given up by Alex Colomé. Oh, 2. .8 off the bat. One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, the mustaches are coming in. Almost completed at this point. We saw them when they were just starting.
Yeah, in the first series here. It's off the foot of Teixeira. Yeah, Brett Gardner started that fashion statement, that trend for New York.
I know you're a fan.
Looks good. The 1-2 again. This one headed toward the middle, and it's grabbed. Caught there by Longoria on the shift. And here's the home run, giving the Yankees a 1-0 lead with the Rays coming into it. Taking the early lead on the Alex Rodriguez home run. Rays lineup tonight presented by your Southern Ford dealers. And Brandon Guyer will lead it off, followed by Steven Souza Jr. and Evan Longoria. Forsythe, Butler, and Loney down the middle, with Cabrera, Beckham, and Rivera 7, 8, and 9.
Taking the mound tonight, for the New York Yankees, left-hander CC Sabathia, and it's been not a very good start, as you can see. 0-5, almost a 5.5 in 6 starts.
Geyer goes after the first one, fouling it back. Strike one.
Sabathia trying to make that transition from power pitcher to more of a finesse lefty who really has to hit his spots regularly to have any kind of success.
One ball, one strike. What at one time was an outstanding fastball in terms of velocity. That average fastball is going to be 88, 89. Three balls and a strike.
You know, and that's the big pitch for Sabathia. You know, really, when he took the jump from good starter to elite major league starter, it was the addition to the changeup That pitch not as effective now because of the lack of velocity on the heater.
And there is ball 4. That fastball at 90, and a walk sends Geyer to first.
Well, let's set the Yankee defense for you tonight here in the left, right in the outfield. Brett Gardner, Chris Young, and Carlos Beltran. Across the infield, third to first, Chase Headley, Didi Gregorius, Stephen Drew, and Mark Teixeira. Brian McCann will be behind the plate. And this is another thing that's really hurt Sabathia. Leading off innings, a lot of base runners, high on base percentage, immediately puts him in the stretch.
Pitch is upstairs to Steven Souza Jr. Souza, 215, leads the team with 5 home runs. Takes this one down, scooped by McCann. That was the slider. And an early visit. McCann heads out to talk with Sabathia.
Right now, lack of command for Sabathia is something that we mentioned a couple of minutes ago. That he cannot pitch like that. Cannot pitch behind in the count. Doesn't have the stuff for that anymore. And so these are the types of situations that the Rays offense needs to jump on.
And that pitch taken upstairs. So it's 3-0. 8 pitches and just 1 strike. And there's ball 4. He misses. So he has missed on 8 consecutive pitches now. And our big matchup, Evan Longoria career against Sabathia at .414, including 6 home runs.
You take a guy that has these kind of numbers against you, and you put yourself into a must-strike situation. After 8 straight balls, Evan Longoria can look for the heater right where he wants it, out over the plate. If he gets it, he sees the ball well off of him.
Evan takes a strike. Evan, against lefties on the year, is hitting .455. And as we saw, great career success against Sabathia to go along with that. One and one. Geyer at second, Souza Jr. at first. Big chance early for the Rays. 2 on, nobody out. 2 balls and a strike. a strike with a fastball. Runs the count to 2-2.
And Evan Longoria, the confidence that he has against Sabathia, he's not even flinching at these pitches. None of them have come near the area that he's wanted to swing. Now he's kind of forced to. But can Sabathia keep making pitches to the fringes of the strike zone? We'll see.
This one is skied into center. Young out there sets up to make the catch. Tag at second. Geyer's headed to third. And down to second base follows Souza. And the Rays get both runners to move up 90 feet.
On a ball to medium center field. That was not a deep fly ball off the bat of Evan Longoria, but you could see already that the Rays are going to run on Chris Young. And he starts his throw flat-footed. So right here, he's not getting any momentum. A flat-footed catch, and then he's throwing the ball towards third. And away from the cutoff man, and that's what allows Steven Souza Jr. to move up. A mistake on both ends by Chris Young.
He really found himself in an interesting situation because he was getting back as if he was attempting to catch that ball with his momentum headed toward the infield. But he got under it sooner than he thought and had no momentum at all.
None. And then to compound that mistake, and when he threw it and Souza Jr. moved up, he immediately hung his head. He knew that the play did not go well.
Logan Forsythe takes the ball off speed.
And there really is a certain rhythm and timing to those fly balls, because you're right, you've got to be catching that ball as you're starting to build that momentum. You mistime it, it's not good on either end.
And the pitch is a strike. 1-1. Logan Forsythe, the focus of a question about whether he could have, should have scored from second in the ninth inning of yesterday's game, and he's pretty upfront about it. He said he was cautious, maybe not the best play, and he stood up and took the questions and answered them. And it really was a play where if you don't get an exact read early, you wind up doing what he did there, and that was stop at third. You either get that really good read early or you don't.
And you don't know whether it was the read off the bat, the big swing of Loney, the trajectory of the baseball.
Fly ball, left center field. Gardner on the run, and it's going to be by him. Geyer scores. Souza comes to third. They're going to wave him around, and the throw will come through. He is out at the plate. Souza does not score from second. Out at the plate as the Rays get the tying run, and Forsythe winds up at second.
Well, here's the pitch. That's a slider middle down. Forsythe puts a charge into it. Now, what happened to Steven Souza Jr.? Let's take a look at it here. This ball driven. He's going back. He's trying to make sure this is going to clear Gardner. Well, that's what it was. He went back almost all the way to second base and then started from there. Yeah, that cannot happen. Tries to avoid the tag, can't get the left hand back, and then McCann's going to tag him out.
Well, I think we may have Kevin Cash looking at this one to see where McCann was. That would all go to the catcher blocking the plate.
Yep. Well, you see, Steven Souza Jr. on this play is kind of hung out there, and then as Brett Gardner kind of reaches for that ball is when you saw him peel back, and now he's got to start fresh from second base all the way around. There's McCann. He's waiting on the throw. Well, I can't stand this rule in the first place, so I'll just sit back and wait like everybody else to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and you're right about that. It really complicates plays like this as to whether Souza had any shot at the plate. And the other question is, does the catcher have to go that way receive the throw.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to catch the baseball. What's he supposed to do? Stand off to the side and reach for it? I mean, I cannot stomach this rule.
You can see the tag was missed. Souza missed the plate. Tried to get back, but could not. That's Eric Cooper, the plate umpire, right there making the call. And it will result in Souza being out at the plate for the second out of the inning. So Forsythe gets a run batted in. And that challenge and the play is confirmed. The call confirmed.
Well, and at the end of the day, it should have been a moot point. It should be 2-1. Logan Forsythe on second base with one out. Should have never been a play.
Well, Joey Butler is the hitter.
It's a tough situation as a base runner. We've seen that now here in back-to-back ball games out at second base. That's a tough double to not score on from second base.
Foul the other way. So a double for Forsythe and a run batted in. And here is the play at the plate.
And I'm not even sure why it's confirmed, but it was.
It's a strike. 1-2. So that play went 7-6-2. Gardner Gregorius to McCann. This one is down 2-2. The Rays have had their share of mishaps on the bases in recent times. And there's another one.
And this is an offense that can ill afford that. They've got to take care, take advantage of every opportunity they get and not lose base runners. That being said, you're going to do that from time to time when you're as aggressive as they are.
Butler missed a high fastball. The Rays settle for one, and we're tied. Rays and the Yankees in a 1-1 tie. Alex Colomé against CC Sabathia. Colomé touched for the Alex Rodriguez home run in the first. He'll face the New York catcher Brian McCann. In between innings, Kevin Cash out to have a little conference with a couple of the umpires, including Eric Cooper, and maybe trying to get a a read from them on the block the plate rule, because it can get complicated. There are apparently a lot of nuances to that rule. Brian McCann takes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike.
He still may not know. This is one email that I'll read.
1-1. Will they explain it in the email, or just give you the results?
That's a good point. Just the results. Just the facts, ma'am.
Yep. Ground ball right side. Loney's going to take care of that unassisted. Well, Kevin Cash earlier said he was having a little trouble on the challenges, understanding the clear and concise rule, that standard, what it had to be. And the Rays finally broke that 0 for 11 in season and 0 for 12 overall, and won a challenge, and now they come up on the losing side of this one.
That was a big night for all.
It was.
Chico was showered. First time in a month.
Used the palm before.
It's going to make that flight to Minnesota a lot better. He sits close.
That last pitch was pretty close right there. Speaking of close, Headley took it for a ball. It's 1-1. Lifted toward left center, slicing back toward Butler, and he makes the catch. So 2 up and 2 down in the second. And Chris Young.
Now, how about this for Alex Colomé? Over the past 3 seasons, the starts that he's gotten with the Rays, I think it's 8 total starts, a 5-1 record, a 141 earned run average, and he's given up no earned runs in 5 of his 8 starts. I mean, he has been dominant out there as a Rays starting pitcher. You kind of forget about him. He gets lost in the shuffle a couple of starts a year. But boy, does he perform each and every time he heads out there. His worst start was 6 innings and 4 earned runs a couple years ago. And that's it. Making a case to be a mainstay.
High popper left side. Longoria already calling for it. A fair ball just inside the line, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning.
It won to start this 4-game series, and the very first ceremonial first pitch of this series was a special story. Melissa Dome, who survived a brutal attack in January 2012. The EMT first responder in that attack is Cameron Hill, and today she was to throw out the first pitch, and Cameron proposes to her, and the two embrace. As you see the first pitch to Loney is a called strike. It's almost like Melissa didn't realize she still had to throw out the first pitch. She was just looking at the ring the whole time, eventually threw out the first pitch, and that was today's ceremonial first pitch, guys.
All right, and what a wonderful story that turned out to be from near tragedy. Boy, there's a shot right past Sabathia, and Gregorius there positioned perfectly, and Loney's the first out. Hit that ball very well.
Get out of the way. Yeah, and you know what? And you can hardly blame her for forgetting that she had to actually throw out the first pitch. You just got a ring and got proposed to.
Yeah.
I'd have just walked it off. I'm done. I'm done. But like a true pro.
But you know, he was catching that first pitch, so that made the whole event complete. And what a great great event it was to throw out that first pitch. And here you go. Now watch this move. Oh, that's a strike. He already knows what to do. That's going to be a successful marriage.
Smart man.
1-1 the count here. As Drupal Cabrera hitting from the right side against Sabathia. He's 3 out of 11. One of those hits a home run. Rolls this one to short. Gregorius makes the throw. So 2 up and 2 down in the second inning.
Second baseman, number 1, Tim Beckham.
Here's Tim Beckham. Hitting 208, 265 against lefties, with 3 home runs against left-handed pitching. Ball, no strikes. Strike. It's 1-1. That's a strike. Off speed that caught the zone, and the count is 1-2.
Change up. 84 miles an hour. Not a lot of difference in velocity between the changeup and the fastball, which we've seen up there 88, 89, changeups 83, 84.
Beckham did not go. And the first, Adam Hamari, and he says he held up.
Well, that was the breaking ball, middle of the plate, below the zone, and he did not go.
And now full count. Beckham up here again, working it all the way out, 3-2. Rene Rivera is on deck. Three, 2, and he's out on strikes on the fastball at 90. We're through 2, tied 1-1. to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo Spark is the most affordable watercraft on the water, starting at only $49.99 or as low as $79 a month. And by Kona Brewing Company, one life, right? Don't blow it. Mahalo. How about that? That's new.
And you rattled that off like a champ. Made me thirsty.
Really, I got the same feeling. Here's Stephen Drew. And the pitch is a strike right there at the knees. The shift on. Beckham stationed in short right field for Drew. Gregorius will be next, and then back to the top of the order, Gardner. Now 1-1. Strike 2. Stephen Drew coming off a homestand in which he hit 400. He was 4 for 10. Overall, got his average up to 189. Count still a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, he brings the threat of power. He does have 4 home runs. But the Yankees still waiting for him to get on track. You know, sitting out the beginning of last year. It's not been the same for him since.
Yeah, and how difficult that turned out to be. And you can understand why it would be that difficult to miss that amount of time and then try to catch up.
The timing of a hitter in the middle of a season after a full spring training is difficult. You know, not showing up, kind of holding out for, you know, a better contract, a better situation, and then coming in, getting a couple of weeks to put things together, and then let's go hit.
Well, look,
yeah,
13 home runs, 253. Wait, and 14, and then try to play catch up. It's been tough for him to do. Yeah, that's about as tough. Trying to stay away that long, and then in the middle of the year for a hitter to come up and catch up with major league pitching.
That has spring training out of the way. They're right in the heart of the season. Everybody's got their stuff working like they want to most of the time, and you have zero time. I don't care where you're training, you cannot mimic and duplicate major league pitching. And he had a couple of weeks at the minor league level to try to get some timing back and then get back to the big leagues, and the numbers speak for themselves. It's been a slog.
2-2 the count to him, leading off the third. And he got it. So Drew is out on strikes. Let's go back to that play at the plate for the Rays in the bottom of the first, and you can see why the Rays did not prevail.
Well, this right here is what they're referring to as initial setup, and he's given plenty of room out here. Then there's an arrow in the middle of the screen that cannot be taken off. But you can see the initial setup, he gave him the outside part of the plate, and then there was movement with the throw, moving towards catching that baseball. And if that takes you into the line, so be it. But your initial setup, he gave him half the plate, then he's moving to catch the baseball, and that's what made it okay.
So as difficult as that might seem to be for a couple simpletons like we are, that's a pretty clear-cut case of how that rule applies and where the catcher needs to be with his initial setup. And the initial setup had everything to do with that, and McCann then moving to his left because the throw was moving in that direction, and that made it all fine because his initial setup was right where it should be. Two balls and a strike to count. Gregorius at 225 with 7 runs batted in. Glove by Cabrera at short. Gregorius is the second out. 2 up, 2 down in the third.
Well, as Drupal Cabrera just continues to play a tremendous shortstop for the Rays, and we've seen in the last few games start to get flashy, dive into his glove side, diving into the hole. Well, he won that job pretty early on in spring training, an open competition, was able to take that over Nick Franklin, and I'll tell you, he has absolutely lived up to what he thought he could do, what the Rays saw in spring training.
Well, first and foremost, the Rays wanted a guy out there who could catch everything that he's supposed to catch, and he has done exactly that. Strike to Gardner. Upstairs. Went with a curveball and it stayed up. Not a lot of bite on it that time. And the count is 1-1.
Curveball more of a feel pitch than a slider, and he hasn't thrown too many curveballs yet in this ball game. So keep an eye on that. See if he can get that good feel for that pitch, spinning it out in front.
Picks up a strike here. 1-2. Well, the curveball's an issue. Then throw that slider in there.
You know, and that's another thing that Column A can do. As you mentioned, the other pitches that he's featured this year, he's got plenty to get you out with, because you know what, if one of those isn't on, well, then I'll go to the changeup, and I can always spot my, you know, good fastball on both sides of the plate. So there's plenty of options.
Lifted into left center field where Butler goes back and makes the catch to retire Gardner. 1-2-3 go the Yankees in this 1-1 ball game. Into the bottom of the third. Let's take a look at tonight's Toyota trend. One the Rays would like to turn around. They're 1-5 against the Yankees. You look at the run production and the differential there. 29 for the Yankees and just 13 for the Rays. The Rays hitting .091 with men in scoring position in the season series so far. Ground ball to short. Rene Rivera. Gregorius bobbles it and he recovers and still throws out the Rays catcher.
That was the only guy that he was going to be able to get, because Didi Gregorius really, that should have been absolutely an error. I'll tell you. Let's see Rivera coming out. No initial burst. And that's what allowed Gregorius to recover. That ball About as routine as it gets. Got zooed a little bit, but he was able to recover, stayed with it, and got him.
You know, the early part of the year, I guess it's still early, but that's one thing the Yankees were concerned about Gregorius with.
Oh, yeah.
He could make plays, and he made some pretty impressive plays, but on a lot of routine plays where he got himself into trouble, and he just about did there.
And this was the main reason that the Yankees went out and got him. They didn't go get him for his bat. They got him to play shortstop.
Guy fouls it back, and it's 1-1.
What we saw when we were up in New York, Alex Rodriguez out there early working with Gregorius and working with, you know, the rhythm and timing of ground balls, just like we talked about the fly ball to Chris Young in center field, the rhythm and timing behind that throw.
1-2, and there's so much of that in this game that can easily go unrecognized because it's there in every play. It's there in every pitch. It's there in every swing, and every play defensively it's there.
And these players are so good that they just make it look normal, and that's part of it. You don't even realize they're doing anything extraordinary, or they're not, you know, they're timing a big league ground ball with their feet, their glove, and everything's working in unison. That's what they do. It looks normal.
Yeah, you try to do that without that. Well, we saw the fly ball in center field when Young was trying to set up.
Yeah.
And just didn't get back deep enough to set up to give himself that timing and that flow to make that play.
And it looks awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And very rarely do big league players look awkward.
Yep. Here's Steven Souza Jr. He walked his first time up and eventually was thrown out at the plate. Takes a strike. Rays down in order in the second inning, and the first two men retired in the third. 1-1. You know, we're talking about where the Rays are in this season series, 1-5 and 0-3 here at the Trop against the Yankees, and the Rays have had a nice run of success in the season series with the Yankees. And what they're going to have to do now to avoid their first season series loss to the Yankees since 2009, they're going to need to win 9 of the next 13 games in the season series to avoid that.
Well, they've got a long way to go based on those numbers that we saw. You're going to have to turn around every single column because it's been Yankee dominance through 6 games.
Strike 3 call to Souza Jr. Third strikeout for Sabathia, and we're tied 1-1 through 3. is tonight's great moment, presented by Geico. It was on this day in 2002. You remember this. Randy Wynn hit a 3-run walk-off homer against Orioles closer Poro Julio and snapped the Rays, at that time, the Devil Rays' 15-game losing streak. The longest losing streak of all time comes to an end with a walk-off home run. Here's a line drive and a base hit by Beltran into center to start the fourth. That was the Devil Rays' longest. It really wasn't the longest losing streak of all time, but it was for the Devil Rays. Well, here's Alex Rodriguez and the hit speed off the bat in the first.
Yeah, any doubts on whether he could turn around Colomé's 95-mile-an-hour fastball? Was the bat speed, could it be there? Well, he showed you that it was. So Colomé's got to make pitches to him here after the leadoff single by Beltran.
And the pitch. There's a strike. Rodriguez now with 8 home runs on the year, 20 runs batted in.
Rays would love to turn a double play here, but it'll be interesting considering their defensive setup.
Fouls it back. 0-2. Our T-Mobile game changer. You can see Alex Rodriguez all time, tied for 30th on the hits list. Now 4th in home runs, 5th in RBIs, and 9th in runs. That RBI total 5th. That wasn't an official RBI until wasn't an official statistic, the RBI, until 1920. Prior to 1920, they really didn't score enough runs to tabulate that anyway. Swing and a miss. He's out this time.
But it's tough to move runners and to score a lot of runs when you're playing with a rolled up sock. It's not easy to drive.
Babe Ruth showed up and started hitting some home runs, and things changed.
How about this pitch by Colomé? Said he's got to make some pitches. How about that?
Yeah.
Slider below the knees on the outside corner. Boy, look how late before he wraps those fingers around the side of the baseball.
Here's Mark Teixeira. A big cut in the miss. You see that big uppercut? Teixeira, when you break him down, hitting in the low 200s, but he has 10 home runs and 25 runs batted in.
And it's all because of that uppercut swing that you just mentioned. That uppercut swing leads to a lot of holes. That's the low average. But you make mistakes, it leads to a lot of production. And you see that with the 10 homers and the 25 runs driven in.
But he has 22 hits, 17 for extra bases.
There you go.
That's what that's all about.
That's what that swing is. He really, as a hitter, has become all or nothing, legitimately. Just going to uppercut. If it's in my swing path, you're going to pay. If it's not, I'm out.
Fly ball headed towards center, and that's going to fall in front of Geyer. Beltran goes to third. That ball had a little hang time, but Geyer could not get there in time and had to play it on one hop.
Well, Geyer was playing very deep out in center field, and Mark Teixeira does not catch this ball flush, but you're right, it kind of floated out there, floated and fluttered, and here comes Geyer trying to make that decision what to do. He decides to peel off, play it on the hop. That'd have been a tough diving catch, and that, you know, that's the risk reward that's going through his mind all in a matter of a second or two.
Now it's Brian McCann. So Colomé in a little bit of a spot in the fourth, first and third, and one out. No ball, no strikes. Well, McCann, 4 home runs on the year. He's hit 27 home runs since joining the Yankees, and 23 of those have come at Yankee Stadium. Fouls it. It's 1-1. He can out and around the pitch out at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that short porch in right field is set up perfectly for McCann's swing. Now, he will drive the ball the other way, but you're not going to drive it out of Yankee Stadium the other way as a left-handed hitter. 399 in the gap, but right field, short porch, and he can, like you said, get out and around, especially if the off speed, and that's why Colome's changeup needs to be away from McCann when he goes to it.
Popper, left side. Longoria's out there waiting now, and he makes the catch just inside the line. 2 gone.
Boy, how about that pitch and that result by Colome? First and third with 1 out, and he's able to pop McCann up into an area of the field that they're not going to send that runner.
And that's the thing that seems so different about him now and what he's able to do.
Well, the changeup, not exactly where you want it, but bottom line, it's a results-oriented business, and that's a good result.
Here's Chase Headley. Uh-oh. Pulls this one deep to right, and that one is out of here. Well, he left that one up, and Headley jumped on it.
And you're right, Dwayne. It was another changeup. The one to McCann was up, and he popped him up. This was up, and it got popped out.
Headley's 4th home run of the year. So the Yankees playing long ball with 2 home runs to account for all 4 of their runs tonight, and the Rays are down 4-1.
Those are the killers, the 3-run blast. We saw the Rays a couple of games ago had 2 of those, and it really just opened up that game, gave them a lead. The game got close, they popped another one, and the game was over. That's the kind of momentum shift you get with those 3-run blasts.
Kevin Cash knows how difficult it is for the Rays to play catch up. In fact, they're averaging under 4 runs a game, 3.78 runs a game for the Rays, almost 1 full run fewer than the Yankees, who are averaging 4.66 runs.
Here's the other thing. The Yankee bullpen, specifically Betances, Andrew Miller.
Yep.
This game just got a lot shorter.
Yep. And here's what the Yankees have been able to do is they've jumped out in front in the East with a record of 20-12. They've got those 2 shutdown guys at the end. There's a liner and a base hit into right. Young takes the fastball the other way. You know, you look at this Yankee ball club, and they've had Gardner, Ellsbury and Gardner, the top 2 guys, and they're on base all the time. And there's enough pop in the middle part of that order. They may not win any batting titles, but there's still some pop in the middle. Those guys are on base all the time, and then somebody pops a home run or an extra base hit. They're going to score a couple runs. They got 2 guys at the end who have been absolutely shut down.
They've thrown a combined 35 innings and have yet to give up an earned run.
Yeah. I mean, so you're going to win some games, and that, in a nutshell, seems to be the formula for this Yankee ball club.
Absolutely. And Joe Girardi has said that. He said, listen, we're going to hit home runs. That's going to happen. And you put the 2 little guys at the top of the order that can run. And by the way, they'll pop some home runs too. Between Gardner and Ellsbury, they'll get a few. And then running, and one guy runs into a hanging slider or a hanging changeup. And you're right, that's how they're going to piece it together.
0-1 the count to Drew. 1-1. Into the dirt, blocked by Rivera. 2-1. So 2 Yankee home runs tonight. The Rays settled for 1 run in the first inning. Ground ball back to the mound. Colomés tossed to first, ends the 4th. 3-run score for New York, and as we go to the Rays half of the inning, Evan Longoria will lead it off. In the game tonight and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. And here's Evan Longoria stepping in against CC Sabathia. Pitch to Evan is too low. As we mentioned, the first time up, Evan with some very good career numbers against Sabathia, including 6 home runs. Two and 0. Sabathia has made 46 pitches, split right down the middle, 23 strikes. Foul back, 2-1. Logan Forsythe will be next, and then Joey Butler. Down to third. Headley's throw is right there to Teixeira. So 1 out in the 4th. After that shaky start, Sabathia now has settled in a bit here.
Yeah, and this is a guy, you know, you saw his numbers to start the season, 0-5 with a 5.45. He's given up at least 4 earned runs in 4 of his 6 starts. The Rays have owned him since he's come over to the Yankees. A 5-13 record in 25 starts.
Forsythe takes the first pitch strike. Fastball around 90.
And you'd like to answer what the Yankees just did. You don't need 3, but you need to put some pressure on Sabathia. Try to get something going again. You don't want him to, you know, get on a roll where he can then turn it over the back end of that bullpen.
And what he has done, they did push him a little in the first. He made 23 pitches then, but 11 in the second and 10 in the third. He's in good shape.
And you start to build confidence. You start to feel pretty good about what you're doing. We've seen that, that he's been able to move the fastball around. The backdoor breaking ball is a pitch that he's starting to exploit, like Wandy Rodriguez did yesterday with a wide strike zone and some good changeups.
Line drive into right, and Beltran makes the catch on that one.
And didn't look too sure of it either.
Left fielder, Joey Butler.
Look at those eyes never leaving the target.
Two gone with the bases empty. Here's Joey Butler. Strike to count. Well, Butler is behind in the count, and you can see Sabathia is starting to get a good feel for this game right now. He's got 2 outs here in the 4th. Nice change up to have Butler way out in front. Inside, a ball and 2 strikes. You let a veteran guy like Sabathia survive the first inning and his team gets some runs, and he hasn't won a game all year. He starts to think, well, hey, we're in the 4th inning. I'm feeling pretty good here.
And you can see it. The stuff has really gotten better and better. And look at that.
Strike 3 call. Sabathia retires the Rays in order. Fastball on the corner. On to the 5th. 4-1. Field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. You can host a group of 50 to 85 in this private party area and make long-lasting memories. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting group sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com. Limited dates remain. Didi Gregorius will open the 5th against Alex Colomé. Then back around to the top of the New York order. First pitch is a strike. Up, but he fouls it straight back. 0-2. Blue Jays and the Orioles playing in Baltimore, and the Orioles have a 3-0 lead, batting in the bottom of the 4th of that game. Chris Davis has hit his 8th home run. Manny Machado number 6. That takes care of Gregorius. That's one away in the inning. And the 4th strikeout posted by Alex Colomé.
Well, it's back to work for Alex Colomé. As much as we've talked about the Rays offense needs to get it going because of the way that Sabathia is throwing the ball and then who's lurking at the back end of the rotation or back end of the bullpen, you can't afford to give up any more on the Rays end as far as the pitching staff goes. So Colomé needs to throw up a couple more zeros to give him a chance.
Now it's Brett Gardner. The Rays in the season series have been outscored 33-14 by New York. That's a strike. Gardner twice has gone out to left field. Oh, 2. Four runs, 5 hits allowed by Colomé. 4 strikeouts. He still hasn't walked anybody, and this is his 3rd start. This one up and off the mitt of Rivera. And I'll tell you, Eric Cooper is happy that it was off the mitt. Great umpire Eric Cooper. He was behind the plate when Mark Burley threw that perfect game for the White Sox against the Rays. Foul out of play. Back, he was behind the plate when Burley threw his first no-hitter against Texas. So he's got both of Burley's big moments.
What are the chances?
Yeah, how about that?
I mean, what are the chances?
Burley threw the no-hitter against Texas in 07 and the perfect game against the Rays in 09. Two now on Gardner. Gardner is out on strikes. 5th strikeout. 2 in a row here in the 5th.
There's the slider down and in. Look at that, just disappearing underneath the swing. There's a great look at it. A lot of times you see these guys with that pitch, those fingers, the index finger, the middle finger are together. You could see on that shot by Phantom Cam that Alex Colomé's fingers were apart. You don't very rarely see that.
A long one off the bat of Beltran, and that one is going to get out. Beltran looking for a first pitch fastball, and he got it and drove it out of here to right field.
Well, and when you take a look at the replay, just look at the location. Look where the glove of Rene Rivera is going, and you won't wonder why that ball got smoked.
Number 13,
You go down and into a lefty. Big risk.
So it's a 3-home run night for New York. Alex Rodriguez takes a strike. A 5-1 ball game now. Rodriguez checked in time. It's 1-1. Rodriguez a home run in the first, his 8th of the year. He has 6 doubles and a triple. That triple came in the recently completed series against the Orioles. He legged out a triple. And the next day showed up and his legs felt a little tight from legging out the triple, I guess, and Girardi gave him the day off. He was back in there yesterday and DHing here tonight, 1 for 2 with that first inning home run. There's a base hit into left center field. And Rodriguez is 2 for 3.
You know, and I think that Dwayne, is going to be one of the challenges that Joe Girardi has to really take hold of during the course of this season. With a lot of age on this team, he's going to have to choose wisely when these guys get a day, a blow here, tight legs. You know, you think about Carlos Beltran's going to need some time. Rodriguez will need some time. You know, all around this ball club, and that will be a challenge on how to mix and match that all summer long.
Yeah, the older you are as a team, the more susceptible you become not only to fatigue but injury. And if you push that, then you generally find yourself in trouble one way or the other. Curveball is low, 1 ball, no strikes. So you're absolutely right. That's one of the bigger challenges that Girardi will have with this club because of the age on it. Back toward the middle, and that's through into center field. Nice swing of the bats tonight. And Teixeira's 2 for 3. Unusual in that both hits are just singles.
Right back up the middle, and Alex Colomé, where his command, we talked about how impressed we were with it his first 2 starts. There have been a number of misses here tonight, and the Yankees are taking full advantage.
Well, while Jim Hickey talks it over with Alex Colomé, we'll remind you, you can get a Rays Flex Pack by selecting any 3, 6, or 9 games with no blackout dates and get a Rays tumbler with each pack purchase. New this season, Rays members get half off parking when using the funds loaded to your Rays card. So get your Flex Pack and save up to 50% today. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Now Brian McCann, another power threat. Takes a strike at the knees. To deep right. Souza back on the track and makes the catch to retire the side. McCann made a bid. Yankees add to their lead. It's 5-1.
A score of 5-1. Brett Gardner was the man who started the mustache trend for the New York Yankees. Apparently, they have a no beard trend in the clubhouse, but mustaches are more than okay, and I would say so. That's an understatement, because ever since Brett Gardner grew his mustache out about a month ago here at the Trop, the Yankees have basically done nothing but win. They've catapulted themselves to first place in the AL East. They've gone 17-6 and have spent the last 19 days with at least a share of first place in the AL East. And with the way things are going, Dwayne and BA, maybe the Rays ought to think of growing the beard out like BA has.
Anything's possible. James Loney drives this one to right field, and it's caught on the track by Beltran. And that's out number one against Sabathia in the fifth.
See, here's the problem. The problem with the, this is what Rich was talking about. The Yankees had 17-6 run they've been on. See, up in the booth here, there's only room for one mustache. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, I could go with the mustache.
Well, you've got that and more.
Listen, I'm just trying to keep up, and I'm just trying to prove that at some point I can grow hair. There's not a whole lot up here, so we'll put it here. But I can't go straight mustache. You know, you understand. There's just no room. This is iconic. This look right here is iconic. I've seen headshots from 20, 30 years ago. This is the look.
Yeah, when I started grade school, it was like that.
You got everybody's lunch money. The guy in the mustache wants your lunch money. Hey, turn it over.
Came from a tough neighborhood, whatever it took, you know. 2 strikes the count on Cabrera. Well, it's working for the Yankees, and they're using up all of that power. Well, how about that? That record since they were here, and they started by sweeping the Rays here. It's going to drop in for Cabrera, and the Rays get their first base runner since the double by Forsythe in the first inning. So a 1-out single.
Well, they have effectively hit enough home runs, and the way that Betances, and you hate to keep beating that into the ground, but unfortunately for the rest of the league, you have to. Between Betances and Miller, they've been playing 7-inning games. That's just the bottom line.
Yep.
You know, those guys haven't given up an earned run in 35 innings. Miller's 13 out of 13 in saves. They got 56 strikeouts in those 35 innings. So you play a 7-inning game, and that's what they've done. They've hit enough home runs.
And they essentially used that formula. The only thing we left out of it early, I guess, was the mustache edition. But they've had a couple of guys at the top of the order get on.
Yeah.
Guys in the middle, maybe not hit for average, but got some pop. They'll give them some runs. They play 7 innings. Bring in the 2 guys at the end, and that's how they do it. They get a double play here out of Beckham. 6-4-3, and the Rays are finished in the 5th. It's 5-1 New York. December, he started in the first when Alex Rodriguez belted a home run. Rays came back with a run at the bottom of the inning on a double by Logan Forsythe. But that second out of the inning there turned out to be big. While Sabathia has settled in, the Yankees are hitting home runs. Chase Headley, a 3-run homer in the 4th. Carlos Beltran, solo shot in the 5th. So we go to the 6th inning. It's 5-1, and back out to the hill, Alex Colomé. The pitch is a strike. Colomé with 75 pitches through the first 5 innings, and a first pitch strike to Headley. One and one. There's a line drive into right. Headley has his second hit.
Well, these Yankee hitters are really dialed in on Colomé's stuff tonight. That was a nice job there by Headley to recognize that slider and pull his hands in close to the body so that he could get the barrel to the baseball before it finished its break. And that's what lets you know that these Yankee hitters, look at them, recognize, pull the hands in, get the barrel down. Another hard hit ball.
It's Chris Young. Pitch is down, 1 ball to no strikes. Rays open this series with Colomé. Chris Archer will pitch tomorrow, and then Nathan Carnes on Wednesday. Undecided about Thursday, and the idea was whomever they didn't use tonight would be considered, it would seem, to start the last game of this series. What all that means is that Colomé, who's given up 5 runs and 9 hits, they want to get as much out of him tonight as they possibly can.
That'll allow them some room to maneuver when they make that decision on who's going to go in the 4th game. And you figure with Archer going that he's going to be able to pitch deep. At least that's what you figure. We'll see. And on and on. But yeah, if you can get Colomé stretched out, you have options.
2-1. Colomé made 60 pitches in that first outing against Baltimore when he was spot on. He was as good as we've ever seen him in that start against Baltimore. The command against Boston, not as much. Gave up 2 runs in 5 innings and made 79 pitches in that outing. And right now he's at 81, working to his second hitter in the 6th inning tonight. Young fouls it to take the count to 2-2.
Well, there have just been more pitches tonight that have found the middle of the plate or just a dangerous area. When you go back, you think about the Beltran home run, the fastball down and into a left-handed hitter, the hanging changeup to Chase Headley.
And we haven't seen, I don't think we've seen the mix the way we did before. You know, we saw a couple of curveballs, one that didn't have a lot of spin or a lot of break to it, and then a couple of changeups that were not his best. Loney after this one near the stands, and look out, careful down there for Loney. Well, he took quite a tumble, and let's just hope that he's okay, because we don't need any more of that.
No, that's why you see Kevin Cash coming out all the way down to see if Loney's okay, making a bid. Boy, a left shoulder.
Well, let's hope that shoulder's all right. He rotates it around a bit and appears to be okay. A 2-2 count on Chris Young. And this one stroked foul toward the bullpen down the left field side. Young 1 for 2. Young has been in 30 games. He doesn't have as many at bats as some who would get in that many games. And he is out on strikes. But he has the best slugging percentage on this Yankee team, ahead of Teixeira and Rodriguez. It was .653 coming into this game in 30 games, but now a little over 80 at bats. Out on strikes this time around. Strikeout number 6 for Colomé. And it's Stephen Drew. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Drew, one of the 6 strikeouts posted by Colomé. Runner takes off. The pitch is high. Throw is going to be in time. They cut down Headley.
And that wasn't really even close. Rene Rivera with a bullet off to the races. But look at Rivera coming out right on the money. And then wait on Headley.
So Headley caught stealing for the first time this year. 2-0, and there's Drew stroking one into right center field. That's in there for extra bases. Drew heads for second with a stand-up double.
Well, these Yankee hitters just not missing mistakes, and it's just been a number. We keep talking hard hit balls. There's another one there by Drew into the gap. Good thing they did throw out Headley. See where that pitch is? Middle of the plate. Wants it away. Right down the heart.
Yeah, the Yankees, when they pick up their hits, they've hit the ball hard. 2 outs, Drew at second. Didi Gregorius. And strike 1. Colomé out here in his 3rd career start against New York. And they touched him for 5 runs on 10 hits. One ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Blue Jays batting in the top of the 6th. They're trailing Baltimore 3-1. Here the Rays are down 5-1. Red Sox play tonight later on in Oakland. Foul ball, just kicking foul. The count is still 1-2. Scott Kazmir is supposed to pitch that game for Oakland. He's 2-1 with a 275. Rick Porcello will pitch for Boston tonight. CC Sabathia struggled to find it in the first inning, but has settled in over the last 4 and has been very effective. And Colomé thought he had a strike there, and it's ball 2. He was on his way to the dugout.
Well, here it is, four-seam fastball, and that's going to be just off the plate.
Two and two. Now ball 3. Well, in the early stages of this game, it had quite a nice little pace, but it has gone flat here down the middle, with Colomé giving up 10 hits and 5 runs, including 3 home runs tonight. And his command turned out to be spotty early, and now more likely than not he is struggling with it pitch to pitch. And he loses Gregorius.
Well, you can see him laboring, and the Rays want innings from him so badly. The bullpen's still quiet at 95 pitches.
So a 20-pitch inning so far in the 6th inning. Here's what's coming up tomorrow. Game 2 on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. David DeJesus will be mic'd up during batting practice, and Orestes will break down Chris Archer and that devastating slider, that hard late breaking slider that he features.
It'll be interesting to see if he's made the mechanical adjustment that has caused him to have to work a little too hard his last 2 starts. Been drifting a little bit towards home plate. I know that that's something that was going to be addressed in his side session, and we'll see what the results will be.
Now Colomé starts to push 100 pitches, and the bullpen is starting to move around.
You can see, like you said, it's pitch to pitch now, and he is really struggling. Hasn't been up this high in the pitch count this season.
And the other concern about that, when you get a pitcher who hasn't been up into this area and he's laboring, then it's more likely that bad things happen physically.
That's when you can get hurt. You know, you're fatigued, you're laboring, and all of a sudden you get just a little bit out of whack. You put more stress on a particular area of your arm than normally you would because you're just not strong enough.
Fly ball center field. Geyer going back to the wall, and it's out of here. 2-0 pitch, and Gardner hits it out. And boy, you could see all of this coming as he continued to labor. And now it's 8-1. Yankees have hit 4 home runs tonight, 3 in each of the last 3 innings.
And how about Brett Gardner going out to dead center field? You know, we said he'll hit a few home runs. He had 17 last year, 9 of which came on the road. So he does have some juice, but boy, center field here is a shot.
Here's Carlos Beltran. He has a single and a home run. Puts it on the ground into right where Beckham is stationed, and to throw to first in time. Retiring New York, but not before. Another blast, and now it's 8-1. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Grow Financial. Don't go through life, grow through life with Grow Financial Federal Credit Union. Bottom of the 6th inning underway. One strike to count here to Rene Rivera. Brett Gardner a blast in the 6th inning to make it 8-1. Oh, 2. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Ernesto Frieri up in the bullpen. 2-2 on Rivera. Wide to take the count to 3-2. Popped up. Foul ball. McCann's after it in front of the Rays dugout, makes the catch. Well, after that first inning, Sabathia retired the Rays in order in the 2nd, retired them in order in the 3rd, retired them in order in the 4th, faced only 3 men in the 5th when he gave up a base hit but got a double play ball, and has retired Rivera to start the 6th.
And you could see the makings of that early on as he started to really refine his stuff. We saw him backdoor a couple of breaking balls that looked sharp. The changeup got involved.
Here's Geyer fouling it away.
He's pitched the Rays right-handed hitters in effectively in order to set those other 2 pitches up, and he's been in command. And what can you say? He's pitching great.
How about this? He started this game. 8 of his first 9 pitches were balls.
Yeah, and he was missing badly.
Foul ball back into the upper deck. Geyer behind in the count. One ball, 2 strikes. First game of the 4-game series. Rays and the Yankees. Chris Archer pitching tomorrow night for the Rays. Nathan Carnes on Wednesday, to be determined on Thursday. Well, 2-2. Sabathia threw 14 pitches out of the strike zone in the first inning, and then spread over the rest of the evening. He didn't throw 14 pitches out of the strike zone until this inning, the 6th. That's the dramatic difference. And there's strike 3 called to Geyer. Out number 2. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 13 years. Keep an eye on the Rays competition and watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Steven Souza Jr. First pitch is down, a ball and no strikes. Two outs, bases empty, a 2-0 count. Cut. Souza misses.
Well, Dwayne, what you were talking about with the turnaround as far as the command coming back for Sabathia, veteran pitcher, you've got to be your own pitching coach. You got to know what adjustments that you need to make. And boy, did we see him make that adjustment quickly and effectively.
High chop and a race to the bag. Souza Jr. is going to win that one easily.
Boy, such burst out of the box. And the fact that that was a chopper, Sabathia is not going to beat him to the bag. And Mark Teixeira's got to wait to be able to field this chopper here by Souza Jr. No chance.
Evan Longoria looking for his first hit tonight off Sabathia after a career filled with hits against this lefty. He has hit a fly ball to center and has grounded out to third. Now 1-1. Seventh start of the year for Sabathia. Came in with a .545 earned run average. He's gotten that under 5 right now at .495.
I've got some really good news for the Rays in this series. It doesn't look like you'd ever find it in this game, and it's not. It's who they won't face out of that Yankees rotation, and that's Michael Pineda.
How about his performance yesterday?
Wow.
16 strikeouts.
And just, what was that, 7 innings?
Yeah.
5-0. So the Rays will miss him. So they got that going for him.
And Nathan Eovaldi tomorrow. Adam Warren on Wednesday and Chase Whitley on Thursday. About that, 16 strikeouts, most strikeouts in a game for the Yankees. Ron Guidry with 18 against the Angels in 78, and then Pineda joined David Wells and David Cone, who we saw tonight. Cone didn't remember a lot about the specifics of that game. It was against the Tigers, and Joe Girardi was the catcher. Strike 3 called. Longoria caught looking. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 8-1 New York. Alex Rodriguez there a moment ago. He started the home run barrage. That was his 8th of the year. Came 2 outs into the first. Chase Headley hit a 3-run homer in the 4th. Carlos Beltran shot to right in the 5th. And then Brett Gardner unloaded in the 6th inning to add 3 more. And the Yankees have this commanding 8-1 lead. A 4 home run night for New York against Colomé. You can see Houston with 45 home runs. The Yankees now have 42, still running second to Houston.
Closing, though, and closing quickly.
Ernesto Frieri on the mound for the Rays. Ahead of Alex Rodriguez, 0-2. Colomé threw 99 pitches and now gives way to Frieri, making his 15th appearance. And Rodriguez is out on strikes. Off speed got him. We'll check in with Todd Callis now. Todd?
Dwayne, tonight Jake McGee making his 5th rehab appearance, his 3rd with the Durham Bulls, and tonight for the first time he actually allowed a hit. He allowed 1 hit, 1 walk. He had runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, though, and he struck out the last 2 batters of the inning to not allow a run. So there is some good news also in that Kevin Cash, the manager before the game, said there's a target date hopefully early on the road trip to Minnesota and Atlanta after this series with the Yankees. We'll see Jake McGee back with the Rays, guys.
1-0 pitch drilled into left center field by Teixeira. That gets by Butler, and Teixeira has his 3rd hit of the night. His first extra base hit of this game. That's his 8th double. And an even dozen hits on the evening for New York.
Look at that changeup by Frieri is actually off the plate away, but Mark Teixeira recognizes it, and these Yankee hitters have been putting on a show here tonight.
So Teixeira finds himself in scoring position for Brian McCann. Every spot in the Yankee order has at least reached base with the exception of McCann. He's grounded to first, popped to third. The line drive deep to right on the warning track that Souza caught. Time called.
Hey, last call on your beer.
Pitch is down, and it's 1-1. Right now, this game for the Rays feels as if it's one of those games when you got into a city at about 4:30 in the morning and then had to turn around and start a new series in that new city.
Yeah, it does have that sleepwalking feel. And, well, the main reason, Sabathia escaping that early jam, but then the bats in New York. Big power tonight, 4 home runs. That man has found it. He's pitching great. And this is just a completely dominating effort so far by the Yankees.
Line drive into right. Now McCann has a hit. Stopping at third is Teixeira. And the Yankees have men at first and third with 1 out in the 7th.
That just does not stop. Even with the shift on McCann, he ropes a ball, beats the shift.
Well, the Yankees put up another threat. They're 3 for 5 tonight with men in scoring position, including 2 home runs and 6 RBIs in those situations.
And this is a night that the Rays, we haven't seen the Rays pitching staff battered around like this. I can't tell you when. One of those games.
Pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Well, the Rays had gone 19 consecutive games allowing fewer than 10 hits, which was the longest stretch in the major leagues this year. And the Yankees have taken care of that tonight with 8 runs and 13 hits. Yankees have given up 8 runs. They've given up 5 runs or fewer in 20 straight games until this one. Not overly deep to left. Butler sets up, makes the catch. Teixeira tags. He's going to score. Sacrifice fly, and Headley has his 4th run batted in. And it's now 9-1. So it has indeed been a run of very good pitching until tonight. Chris Young steps in. Young had a line single into right in the 4th. Strike 1. Frieri quickly ahead, 0-2. Frieri pitched an inning and a third in the wrap-up game of the series against Texas yesterday. Back in relief tonight in the 7th. Fly ball to left. Butler should have room on the track and makes the catch. So the Yankees score 1 more on a couple hits. Bottom of the 7th coming. It's 9-1. Courtesy Toyota. You'll love what we do for you. Bottom of the 7th inning. It's a lopsided evening here at the Trop with New York opening a 4-game series, and CC Sabathia, who survived the first inning and has settled in while his teammates have scored often. It's 9-1, and the first pitch to Logan Forsythe is a ball. Two and 0. Drive back into left. Gardner back and looking up. That's out of here. Home run for Forsythe. It's his third of the year, and that makes it 9-2.
We're talking an awful lot about Logan Forsythe and his quick hands, and he needed that there. The pitch starting to move in towards him. Going to pull the hands through, head down. And that ball was shot out of here in a hurry.
So Forsythe picks up his third home run. He has both runs batted in for the Rays tonight. 14 runs batted in on the year. That ties him with Steven Souza Jr. Here's Joey Butler hitting a high drive back into deep right field, and that one gets out of here. Butler gets one out to right center on a fastball. Back-to-back home runs for the Rays.
And Joey Butler showing that power in going the other way. A towering blast to the opposite field for Niner.
His second home run of the year. So back-to-back home runs. And here's James Loney looking at a strike. One and one. Rays hit back-to-back home runs against the Yankees here on the 17th of April. That was Alan Dykstra and Logan Forsythe. Yankees eventually won that game 5-4. This is a 9-3 ball game. And strike three call on Loney. Slider got him looking. 7 strikeouts for Sabathia.
Yeah, this was nasty. He took a little bit off this as far as miles per hour to increase the break. And boy, did he sweep that across the plate. That one at 77 miles an hour, but a big break.
Well, it's just Asdrubal Cabrera. Yankees do have some action in their bullpen. Little tapper. That's going to be a foul ball for a strike. David Carpenter up in the bullpen. Carpenter's another guy with a good arm in that bullpen. Throws hard, swing and miss guy. 0-2 now to Cabrera. There's a base hit out of the reach of Drew. Cabrera's going to go to second. He'll turn second and ahead to third. Young had to come back after that ball. And Cabrera winds up at third.
Well, he reached out there and hit it hard enough that you're forcing the two outfielders for the Yankees in right field and center, Chris Young and Carlos Beltran, to really have to haul to try to get this. Once it gets outside of Stephen Drew right there, and then it just becomes a race. Watch Chris Young come all the way over there, and then not able to come up with that ball clean, and that's what allows Cabrera to get all the way to third.
Cabrera 2 for 3 tonight, picking up a 3-base hit, and he's 1 hit away from 1,000 in his career now. Beckham takes the pitch down. 1-0. Well, they've decided to rule out a double and charge Young with his first error of the year in center field. 2-0. Rays with 6 hits, 3 runs. Beckham takes it to right toward the corner. Beltran is there to make the catch, the tag, and Cabrera scores. It's 9-4. Beckham's 13th run batted in. So the Rays put 3 up here. Game 2, tomorrow's starters presented by Chevron, and Chris Archer congratulating his teammates there for putting some runs on the board. Nathan Eovaldi will pitch for New York against Chris Archer. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 on Sun Sports. Pitch to Rene Rivera is a strike. One and one. A 100 pitches for Sabathia, and that is a ball. Takes the count to 2-1. Gave up 2 walks to start the game. Hasn't walked anybody since. And now has 8 strikeouts on the night. Foul ball straight back. 2-2. See another 2-2 pitch from Sabathia. Inside. Some close pitches here in this sequence to Rivera, and the count is full.
Well, this has been a big pitch for Sabathia all night. The fastball in, getting a lot of cold strikes in there. This is that. Gonna try it again.
And he strikes him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The Rays get 3. 2 coming on back-to-back home runs from Logan Forsythe and Joey Butler. We're at the end of 7. Now 9-4. Flex Pack. Select any 3, 6, or 9 games with no blackout dates and get a Rays tumbler with each pack purchased. New this season, Rays members get half off parking when using the funds loaded to their Rays card. So to get your Flex Pack, call at any time. That would be 888-FAN-RAYS, or you can visit RaysBaseball.com. Save up to 50% today by calling. Erasmo Ramirez, the new Rays pitcher. He is the 3rd pitcher of the night, making his 9th appearance. Stephen Drew bouncing one to the right side. And the underhanded toss. Evan Longoria on the shift was right there. So that goes into the books as a 5-3 out of the shift. Didi Gregorius will be the hitter. 1 inning for Frieri. 1 run on 2 hits. That's a strike.
Are we tipping our hand here for Thursday's ball game?
You can never be sure.
You're right.
It could be a combination of names working that game. Ramirez has been throwing the ball pretty well for the Rays after the first couple of starts in which he absorbed quite a lot of damage to his pitching line. But since then, it has been a different story.
Yep. He's been better in the zone, better at attacking the zone. And when he does that, then that allows him to set up the changeup. Very good pitch for him. He'll sweep the breaking ball. But he had put himself into such poor counts in those first 2 outings that it just became very difficult for him to succeed out over the plate.
And he comes back and strikes out Gregorius with that changeup. There have been times when it would seem hitters know that that's the pitch coming.
Yep.
And still can't get it.
Well, he has good arm action. Anybody that throws a good changeup will have very good arm action and will sell it as a fastball. And so even though, you may suspect that you'll get it because he uses it a lot to left-handed hitters with 2 strikes, as we just saw with Gregorius, he's still able to present it as a fastball, and your brain is still swinging at a pitch that's 8-10 miles an hour harder than what it actually is.
Yeah, when you see that changeup coming, if it's done right the way we just saw that last one, it's against human nature to wait on that changeup. I mean, everything tells you I've got to swing now.
Yeah, that's right. And it's all in the presentation, Dwayne.
That's what I've been told. Geyer will take care of this one in center. 1, 2, 3. We got to the bottom of the 8th. 9-4 New York. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. It's been a big offensive night for New York. They lead the Rays 9-4. They've out-hit them 13-6. The home run barrage, which is 4, started by Rodriguez in the first. Headley, Beltran, and Gardner have chipped in. The Rays with a couple home runs themselves, Forsythe and Butler. And the Rays come in to hit against a new pitcher in the bottom of the 8th. David Carpenter takes over for CC Sabathia. The pitch to Brandon Guyer, the top of the order, is a ball. Mid-90s fastball away. 13th appearance now for Carpenter. Strike one.
Well, the Yankees need Carpenter to be good if they're going to continue to throw well out of the bullpen. Chris Martin has gone to the disabled list. Big 6'8" right-hander. We've already talked about the other two. There you go.
Well, Guyer hit by a pitch. Well, there's a start. Rays get the base runner. 5th time this year that Brandon Guyer has been hit by a pitch.
Look where he's at, right up on the plate, and anything running in. We've seen that before. Brandon Guyer not afraid to just twist and let that ball glance off of him. Rays hitters thinking right now, listen, down by 5 runs, 6 outs to go. Try to put a finish on these guys. They storm back with 3 runs in their last half inning.
Steven Souza Jr. low and away. McCann's going to go to the mound for a visit with his new pitcher. Well, remember now, you can select any 3, 6, or 9 games and no blackout dates, and get a Rays tumbler with each pack purchase. The Rays Flex Pack. Rays members get half off parking when using the funds loaded to their Rays card. Get your Flex Pack and save up to 50% today. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. 1-1 to count to Souza. Sabathia worked 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 now earned. He walked 2, struck out 9, made 105 pitches. Now they throw it away. Guyer will head to second and stop there on Carpenter's error.
Well, sloppy here by Carpenter. First of all, to hit Guyer. Second of all, on this pickoff throw. Teixeira is going to get cut off there from that throw because Guyer's coming back into the bag. Just a poor throw by David Carpenter, and Guyer out to second base.
Now he almost hit Guyer a second time with a pickoff throw.
And Brandon's such a nice guy.
He
keep
is
throwing at
very
him.
likable. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. It's inside, 2-1. Justin Wilson, a lefty, is up in the bullpen, and he's another hard thrower. Two and two.
And you know what the goal for the Rays offense should be? As much as you never root for this, the goal should be to get Betances and Miller into this game. Don't let them take a night off. Don't let them rest. Get them into this game.
Let's see if you can work some deep counts here in the last couple innings of the game against the bullpen. Time. That went all the way to the screen. Time had been granted. And the pitch sailed well over Souza's head and back into the screen.
Well, it was late time, and Carpenter just continued on.
Look at Souza. Yeah, that's a little different look. Ground ball foul outside of third. Souza got an infield hit on a chop to the right side down to first in the 6th inning and beat Teixeira to the bag easily. Shot to center field. Young will make the catch, and Geyer heads back to second. So Souza lines out.
Third baseman, number 3, Evan Longoria.
Here's Evan Longoria. Evan looks for his first hit. You know, a long one here would make it really interesting.
Well, you guarantee who would be coming into this ball game.
Yep.
That's for sure. And then at that point, you would try to do something that hasn't been done against those two this year. That's score some earned runs. It's got to happen sometime, right?
One would think. Evan lays off this time, checking in time. Fastball from Carpenter in the mid-90s. That slider 86 or so. One and two. On deck is Logan Forsythe, who has a couple of hits, a double and a home run tonight. Foul back again. Fastball in the mid-90s. Carpenter, 29 years old. He'll be 30 in July. He was in 65 games last year over in the National League with the Atlanta Braves. And an earned run average there of a little over 3.5. And is outside with the fastball. And it's 2-2.
I'll make it a bid at 96, but this pitch cutting across the plate and just off. You know, if Brian McCann is set up just a little bit further away and he's not reaching for that pitch, maybe you get the call on those borderline pitches.
That's a good point. Oh, strike 3 call. Longoria caught looking with the fastball.
And Evan is saying that pitch is down. Eric Cooper, a little bit of a hesitation before ringing Longoria up. Fastball down.
Yeah, how about that? Logan Forsythe. Strike 1. Two outs in the inning. It's 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
That's probably why that one. You don't have all the numbers.
So the outside part of the plate, and the count is 2-2. Geyer hit by a pitch and then moved to second on the errant pickoff attempt. He's still there with 2 outs. Ground ball, and that's through into left field. Here comes Geyer. He will score. Throw back to second. And the Rays have made it a 4-run game. Forsythe driving in his 3rd run of the night with his 3rd hit.
Now just continuing to chip away. This team does not quit. If you want to close them out, you got to retire that 27th man. Until then, they don't know any better. And Forsythe here, a pitch on the inner half. Hits it hard enough. He gets it by the dive of Gregorius. Inch closer.
But Joey Butler homered to right field in the 7th inning. 2nd home run for the Rays. He lays off the slider. It's 1-0. Again, a slider, and he takes that one off the plate. 2-0. Well, with the 3 runs batted in tonight, Forsythe has 15, and he takes over the team lead. And this time Carpenter gets the call away with a fastball. 2-1. And he goes out there again, doubles up with the fastball at 96.
Joey Butler looking for a fastball that he can drive. The last 2 offered here by Carpenter, not so much. He's put him in very good spots to get back to even in this count.
Fouls in a little piece of that one, a fastball again. Boy, the Rays are 1 swing away from making it really interesting. Down 9-5. Two. Fouled away. Another fastball. Rays at 1 point down 9-1. They got 3 in the 7th, and they have 1 home in the 8th. Two, and a foul ball again. Fastball after fastball here, and Butler continues to foul him away. Butler's first home run was against Boston. And he sends this one toward right center field. Young on the run, and he's got it to retire the side. Butler made a bid, but Young runs it down. We're through 8, 9-5. Forsythe with a 3-hit, 3 RBI night, which equals his career high.
Well, he just continues to swing a good bat for the Rays. He's been doing it all season long. And that ball out of the ballpark there, then ripping this over in the hole, getting it by Gregorius. He's been impressive.
Had a 3 RBI night last year in September against the White Sox. This is the 3rd time he's done that in his career. Carlos Beltran fouls it out of play. Forsythe hitting cleanup tonight as the DH and has responded with a double, a home run, a single, and 3 runs batted in.
Well, that's where you put your leading RBI guy.
Yep.
Put him right in the cleanup spot.
He's taken over the lead with 15. Well, 1-2 to Beltran. Ramirez worked a 1-2-3/8. And he strikes out Beltran with a fastball. Threw that one right by him. 1 out of the ninth. Time to check in again with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, coming up after the game, not far from the Captain Morgan deck, we'll be up at our post-game set for the Rays Live post-game show presented by Checkers. It'll be myself, Orestes Estrada, Doug Wechter on set, Rich Hollenberg gathering interviews in the Rays clubhouse, and also Dwayne and BA with their thoughts on tonight's game. All that after the game on Rays Live presented by Checkers.
Oh, and the pitch hits Alex Rodriguez. So Rodriguez hit by the first pitch here in this at bat, off speed.
Yeah, unless you get any thoughts about intent. That is a changeup, and it just does not get where it needs to be. Right off the paddock.
Mark Teixeira. Rodriguez heads down to second. Ramirez paying no attention to him. High fly ball into left. That's going to send Butler to the wall, and it is out of here. Teixeira hits an opposite field home run. The 5th home run of the night hit by New York. It's now 11-5.
And much like Joey Butler's, impressive when you can go the other way. And another towering blast by Mark Teixeira. The uppercut swing, the pitch away. Look at him dive into the plate, lift and separate. See ya. 5 home runs for this Yankee team. This is not Homer Haven.
No, this is not. The trop does not favor the hitter.
No.
Brian McCann takes a changeup away for a ball. Oh, 2-0. Ramirez had a 1-2-3/8, struck out Beltran to begin the 9th, and then hit Rodriguez with the changeup. And Teixeira hit the home run. This one into short right. Beckham backhands it out there and throws to first to get him. Little backhand action out of the shift from Tim Beckham to retire McCann.
Yeah, and he's way out there. So that tells you how hard that ball was hit. He has to scramble over. But then guess what? You've got the long throw. See right there. Gather your feet. That's the throw he's used to making from the shortstop position.
Chase Headley takes a pitch outside. Headley hit a 3-run home run in the 4th inning. Toward the middle. This is Cabrera turning and throwing to retire the side. but 2 runs score on the home run by Teixeira. It's 11-5. More in the top of the ninth have made it 11-5. Saturday, MLB returns with another doubleheader of division rivalries. That starts with the Braves taking on the Marlins and the Pirates squaring off against the Cubs. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Eastern on your home for baseball every Saturday. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. On to the bottom of the ninth, and Brandon Pinder is the new pitcher. Third appearance for Pinder. James Loney goes after the pitch, fouling it back. Loney sent a ball to the warning track in right field in the fifth. 0 for 3. One and one to count. 26-year-old right-hander Pinder coming up through the Yankees farm system. Now 2-1. Through the middle, Pinder ducked, and Gregorius caught it.
Wow, I mean that was close.
Shortstop, number 13, Asdrubal Cabrera.
My goodness.
Well, that makes you nervous.
It does. It really does.
You know, the amazing thing now, Pinder goes right back on top of the hill, and here's a new hitter. I mean, seconds after that line drive just whistled by his ear.
It's the way that you're wired. You know, you don't think about it, but you know that it's part of the risk. And so you accept it and you go do a job. That really is what it boils down to. The key is don't go look at it on video.
Yeah.
Don't even just know that if you felt the buzz, you felt the wind, be done with it that way. Don't go back and look at it.
Yeah. If you looked at that replay like we did, you go, no, I don't know if I want to do this again.
That was scary. I mean, that really was find yourself choking.
And Cabrera, a foul tip strikeout. He's thinking it was fouled into the dirt, but he is out number 2. It's 11 strikeouts for New York pitching. Rays pitching had 9 tonight. So we've had 20 strikeouts in this game, and we've had some hard-hit baseballs.
You know, we were talking in between innings, and I don't think I've seen a team, well, I shouldn't even say that. I haven't seen a team hit the ball consistently as hard as the Yankees have tonight for a full game.
Yeah,
I mean, even
right.
some of the outs were smoked.
There's Tim Beckham. It's inside.
And it's easy to say that because of 5 home runs, but even outside of the 5 home runs, it's just been consistent, hard contact by the Yankees for 9 innings. Hope they use them all up.
1-0, high fly ball into left. Gardner tracking this one, and it hit upstairs and came back down in fair territory, and that is in play and is the final out of this game. Gregorius went out there and caught it. So that one hit the second ring out.
Yeah.
So that would be the B ring.
Yeah.
And it's still in play, and it came down, caught by Gregorius to end it. And 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. It's an 11-5 New York.